Yo, peeps, welcome to today's episode of The Conspiracy Cupboard. It's just a little episode basically to cover Joe Rogan interviewing Donald Trump. Yeah, and I'm going to help you out because God Almighty. Oh, thank you. Oh, God, Jim. Yeah, because God Almighty, you've tried to film this like 8 times now. I'm not kidding, like 8 or 9 times. Yeah, it has been about 8 or 9 times, hasn't it? To be fair, yeah. So, anyway, how are you, Jim? I'm not too bad. Are we going to do the title sequence? Yeah, I think we should do it now. Just reach over that way for me, will you? There you go. Yeah. There you go. How are you doing, dude? How are you doing? Good. Yeah, good. Not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Today we're just going to cover Joe Rogan speaking to Donald Trump then. Well, the last sort of, what was it? Last like 10 minutes, wasn't it? Or something like that. He actually talked about what he was waiting for. Yeah, I mean, the thing that I thought he was going to talk about, the most, obviously, I think he was trying to get a baseline, wasn't he, really? Yeah, you could see he was trying to get some kind of reading, I think. Trying to get him to talk like a normal dude and just like, engage with him, and like asking him about the White House and things that he was doing. Yeah, if you've not seen it, obviously go watch it. I'm just going to put a bit of a clip up. We're going to sort of watch along with you in a minute with a clip from Joe Rogan, which is the sort of last bit when he speaks about JFK. Oh my God. Yeah, and he mentioned Martin Luther King. He did. JFK files that he's seen some of them, and also the things that he's seen about UAP, UFOs, which he didn't really allude to one way or another, really, did he? It was no, it was very vague. Just said that, I've seen them. Gonna make UFOs great again. Tell you. Gonna make UFOs great. If I did a UFO, I'd make it great, because I'm the great UFO person. You're trying to do Donald Trump. Yes, I was. Didn't really work, did it? No, it didn't really work. I did not like kind of accent. I don't really know what it was. No, I don't know what it was even, dude. Let's just not funny about that. Yeah, so you don't have to sort of skip to the end of Joe Rogan. Watch the whole episode, please. Go watch the whole episode. We're just going to get into this. Here's the clip then. Let's watch it along. Let's watch it together. Here we go. Okay.
About is the JFK files. And one of the things that you said was that if they showed you what they showed me, this was your quote, you wouldn't want people to know it either.
So I opened them up partially. I was met with, from good people. Good people. People that were well-meaning. Mike Pompeo was one of them. He's a good person. They called me. They said, "Sir, would rather have you not." And I did open them, but I was asked by some people not to open them. There's a Martin Luther King file too, by the way, that they'd like to see. I don't know if you know, but there is that. But JFK in particular. So they called me. A lot of good people called me. People that that you would find reasonable people, and they asked me not to do it. So I said, "Well, we'll close it for another time." But
okay,
if I win, I'm going to open them up. I'm just going to open enough time.
Pause it there. Okay. Right, I'm going to pause it there. Okay. Yeah, here we go. So he's mentioning then about the JFK files, saying that if he gets into office, he's going to open them up. And basically, when he was looking before, obviously, he was asked not to look into them. Well, who's going to be hiding them now? Obviously, someone that's still alive, like he mentioned, it could infiltrate any people. And obviously, the government did have it actually killed. Yeah, it's just, if somebody says that, it does obviously implicate that the US government had JFK killed then, or the CIA. You can watch that clip yourself. Now let's dive into the bit where he's actually discussing with Joe then about the UFO. So it'll just be a couple of seconds. Let's skip. Here we go.
There's a lot of interest in the people coming from space,
Yes.
And I know you're interested in that.
Oh, very interested in that. How much did they tell you about that?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
What did they tell you? How much can you tell?
So
How's that work? Is it like super
I think
top
I
secret?
Can tell, you know.
Tell
I think,
me.
Well, based on Hunter Biden, I can say whatever the hell I
Yes.
want, right? But no. But I interviewed a few people. It's never been my thing, I have to be honest. I have never been a believer. I have people that Area 51 or whatever it is, I think it's the #1 tourist attraction in the whole country or something. Area 51 in Las Vegas. Do you know that, right?
Sure, I know what it
I'm going
is.
to pause it here 1 second. Right, before we get into this a minute, I'd love the Hunter Biden joke. No, you've got to admit, you know, how corrupt their politics is. And ours, you know, here. Well, I say ours, it's not mine, is it? It's yours. Unfortunately, yeah, it has to do with me in this country as well. But yeah, things like this, I wasn't expecting him to actually give an actual definite answer once asked about this stuff. But listen to what he says in a minute about planets in our solar system. Okay? And, you know, obviously the Hunter Biden laptop stuff. If all that stuff can be covered up, surely you can say what you want about UFOs now. Eh? Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so. Anyway, let's get back to it. Yeah, okay, let's get back.
Area 51 or whatever it is. I think it's
Whatever it is. Whatever it is. He knows what it is.
Area 51 in Las Vegas. Do you know that, right?
Sure, I know what it is.
Oh, anyway, but it's a big tourist thing. So I interviewed jet pilots that say they saw something. If you saw them, you'd love to have them as you
I've had a
saw
couple in here. Commander David Fravor.
Yeah.
I had him in, who had that sighting in 2004. Very, very compelling with video evidence, radar evidence. Ryan Graves.
I don't believe his name, but I interviewed jet pilots that were solid people. Perfect. I mean, great pilots, great everything. And they said, we saw things, sir, that were very strange. Like a round ball, but it wasn't a comet or a meteor. It was something. And it was going 4 times faster than an F-22, which is a very fast plane, you know. And it was round, which is, in theory, a great shape.
So when you were talking to these people, was this something that you were compelled to have conversations
No.
about? Was this your personal interest?
A little bit. It's not a great interest for me, but it's a little interest. I get that question as much as almost any question. Do you think that we have aliens coming, you know, flying around or whatever?
What do you think?
There's no reason not to. I mean, there's no reason not to think that Mars and all these planets don't have life, you know, because
Mars, we've had probes there and rovers, and I don't think there's any life there.
Well, maybe it's life that we don't know about.
Maybe there was life there at one point in time. This is the speculation about Mars, that Mars had an atmosphere at one point in time, a long time ago, that could support life. It also had large bodies of water, but we've had no evidence of even bacterial life that exists on Mars. But the universe is pretty vast.
It's not been a big thing for me. I mean, when I looked at what China did to this, they would have never done it with me, where they put the balloon up, and a lot of people thought for a little while that was you know, one of these things. So,
Well, that's a lot of the speculation too, that some of these drones that hover over battleships, that these are Chinese drones, and that they're not UFOs.
They could be also.
There's some super sophisticated.
But I did interview, let's say 3 or 4 guys that, and without tremendous interest, if you had them, as I said, you'd love to have them as your children. Solid, beautiful people. They said, sir, there's something there. You know,
There's something there.
Said it, yeah.
Yeah, I've talked to quite a few of
They're
them.
not conspiracy guys.
Well, I mean, just the Commander David Fravor thing in 2004 off the coast of San Diego, they clocked that thing going from 50,000 feet above sea level to 50 in a second.
Yeah.
They don't know what it is.
That's tough to beat.
Yeah, they saw something in the water. It was hovering over that something that was making a disturbance in the water. They got video evidence of this thing. 2 different fighter jets with pilots in them saw it. There's, you know, visual evidence, photographic evidence, video evidence, radar evidence. Whatever the hell it is, it moves in a way that would turn a human being into jello if they were inside of it. The G-force, no one would survive.
Oh,
so like, what is that? And we don't. It doesn't have a heat signature. They don't know what their propulsion system was. But
when you fly in some of these jets, these pilots have to be in great shape.
Oh yeah, I flew with the Blue Angels once.
Yeah,
yeah, I got to fly. I guess
and
it's
those
an
are older,
FA-18.
and those are older machines.
And they're crazy.
When you fly in some of these things,
oh my
it's
God,
amazing. Yeah, but
yeah, I can imagine.
You got to be special.
Okay then, so there you go. That was that clip. So he mentioned about Mars. Like, I know, dude. I know what you're thinking. I know exactly what you're thinking. Martians, aren't you? You're thinking Martians, lizard people. I don't know. Yes, dude. I'm in your head. I know exactly what you're thinking. You're thinking Martians, Vesuvians, from people from Venus. Yeah. I just. Honestly, I just want to say, if you haven't already, please subscribe. It really does help the channel. God, it's sickening, isn't it? It's sickening. And people have to beg for subscribers. I'm not begging for subscribers. I'm just saying, if you like what you're seeing, please leave a like and subscribe. You know, you don't get paid for this shit yet. Oh, I don't get paid for this shit yet. No. But anyway, cheers. Help, but just hear what he said about that. You know, like Mars. Just saying, basically, why would he's an intelligent guy, right? And he was the president. Is there Martians? Is there people living on Venus? I already told you that is. You know, and he says there, obviously, he's interviewed people. I'm guessing, well, he must have spoken to David Fravor or other pilots that may have seen more. I mean, who are these people? He didn't mention any names, obviously. No names. No names are mentioned at all. But, you know, I don't know, dude. It's just a weird one. This is why I just thought I'd jump in and do this sort of little episode for you, so you can see the clip and see what Trump sort of said about that. But yeah, it was just really, yeah. I mean, that bit, like I say, it was what? That's a 6-minute clip, and it talks about JFK and a bit about. Wait, he mentions Martin Luther King, doesn't it? Yeah, he does. I want to know what the hell is in there. Obviously, you know, a plot to kill and Luther King's on there. I did a plot to kill him. Yeah, well, there was a plot to kill him, obviously. But, you know, from the government, yeah, obviously, dude. Everything from the utter government, you know, they're the ones that don't want you to know that you're meant to be free and all this kind of shit. Yeah, those ones. So yeah, just let me know in the comments then, what do you guys think about the interview. If you watch the fight compilation, which is the next episode of Joe Rogan Experience, he talks in there a little bit about how he thought the interview went, and I think he wanted more out of it as well. I don't think he got out what he wanted out of it, to be fair, but I mean, he spoke to him for 3 hours, and I was listening to what he was saying. He said that he'd not had a piss like before he got there. He just sat for 3 hours, got up, and then went and then did this other rally thing that he was going to go to. Yeah, he was meant to do that earlier, wasn't he? And he just stayed at Joe Rogan's because he knew it was a not bigger thing. Yeah, it'd be a much bigger thing to be on Joe Rogan. Do you think that Donald Trump knows more than he's letting on? I think he totally does. I think he knows a lot more than he's letting on to everybody. I do too. But obviously, as president-elect, he wouldn't have just gone out there and said anything to us, I don't think, straight away. And how much is actually known because it's compartmentalized? That is a good question. Is that a good question? How much is actually known because it's all compartmentalized? Compartmentalized. Yes, thank you very much. What that thing? Yeah. You know, like governance. They cover us all that, don't they? Just keep it covered up. And you know, you're not going to tell us everything, don't they? You're in there for 4 years, aren't they? Yeah, 4 years, I think it is. Yeah, been in there for. So, you know, they're not going to tell them everything, are they? So just realize the truth is out there. What do you think of the episode then of Joe Rogan? What did you think of the interview with Biden? Biden? Oh my God, don't cut that out. Jesus Christ. Donald Trump would kill me if he heard me call him Biden. With Donald Trump, he has an interview with Joe Biden, or he just drool all over the table, like. So look out for our next episode coming up, which will be about Skinwalker Ranch. I want to sort of cover that phenomena there and the phenomena around the world that they're catching, well, around America. On those episodes there of Beyond Skinwalker Ranch and stuff. So, yeah, stick around for that. Okay, guys, I know this was a weird episode. just watch along and let us know what you think. And thank you very much for subscribing. And we'll see you next time. See you later. Have a good night. See you later. Or a good day. Or, you know, or wank on the toilet. Whatever it is you're doing. Don't touch people out of the fingers. Hey, dude. Yeah, I've got a joke for you. What is it? You know Chuck Norris? He was at Hawking, yeah. Yeah. And what happened to him? Well, he got a rattlesnake. A rattlesnake. Rattlesnake. It's not my fault you can't say a rattle. Rattlesnake. And after 15 hours of excruciating pain, yeah, the snake died. Okay, that was quite good. I thought you'd like that, man.